Welcome back. Just a few moments until kick-off between Switzerland and Colombia. Look, they've both got great fan bases. For Switzerland, though, having never made it past this stage of the competition, how much pressure is on their manager? He was in charge when they last played in the last 16. That was in Qatar. They lost 6-1 to Portugal. It was a huge, huge loss for them.
Yeah, I think, listen, there'd be some realism, I'm sure, from, the Football Federation there about the expectations. I think you look at, what they've done so far. I definitely saw improvements. I saw a different dynamic to the team in an attacking sense than probably we have done. And it's about building, obviously, the last Euros, going out to England there. So overall, I think he's done a really, really good job. They've got that continuity. Obviously, he's been in the job since 21, so he's been able to build. But again, with this group, with a few of the players at the ages they are, probably their last real opportunity at a World Cup. So, listen, sometimes you're at the mercy of what we've seen today, a couple of injuries to your key players that can really make the difference in these games. But, they're being with a fighting chance. They're going to be a tough nut to crack for sure. Yeah,
for Colombia as well, their fans have been incredible, as we've mentioned. For the players, not just the fans actually follow them around, but the players must be feeling a little bit of fatigue. The fact that they've played in all 3 countries, they've travelled over 74,000 kilometres.
Yeah, but this is where now the mentality kicks in. They have travelled and there is fatigue there, obviously. But if you win this game, you play Argentina. And there's never a better moment to play Switzerland than today, because Joby mentioned their 2 best players are unavailable to start. They've got a great crowd, they're playing well, they just need to be more clinical in the final third. It's a really big opportunity. The pressure's actually on Colombia more so than Switzerland.
Would you agree with that, Dan? Do you think the pressure's all on Colombia today?
I think there's a lot of pressure, and all the managers will be feeling pressure, but obviously there's big pressure in Colombia. They want to go and play Argentina, won't they? But there's pressure on the both managers, aren't they? Switzerland manager, Colombian managers. It's the World Cup, it's a massive game for them all.
All right, guys, time to hand over to our commentary team. Andros Townsend is alongside Seb Hutchinson.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Hello, all. The last of the last 16, the last of the games in Canada, but only the end of the road for one of these 2 strong outsiders for the title. Switzerland and Colombia have both showcased their strengths. But what about today? And the yellow wall is back. The strength of support for Colombia has been present at every one of their games so far, and those games will have seen them play across all 3 host nations. Switzerland have already played twice in this venue, where they beat Canada to stop the co-hosts from having home advantage in the knockout stages, and the Swiss took full advantage in the previous round by knocking out Algeria. Granit Xhaka, a familiar face for supporters of Arsenal and now Sunderland, and for a Swiss side that is vastly experienced, taking on a side many tip to go deep. Luis Díaz, the former Liverpool man.
Please rise if you're able for the playing of the national anthem of Switzerland.
Veuillez vous lever si vous le pouvez pour l'hymne national de la Suisse.
Please remain standing if you're able for the playing of the national anthem of Colombia.
Maintenant, veuillez rester debout si vous le pouvez pour l'hymne national de la Colombie.
Well, great noise in Vancouver as Colombia take on Switzerland, and all the action after this short break. So the referee for this one, Ivan Barton from El Salvador, presenting CONCACAF.
Looks great, doesn't it? And you can also watch the iconic Walking Dead for free anytime you want with a brand new 24/7 channel live on ITVX. We're going to have the second half of Switzerland-Colombia shortly, 0-0 at the break. The stadium. And at the stadium, BC Place Vancouver, Life is a Highway by Tom Cochrane being performed live. And obviously, you know it well from our World Cup titles. Since the start of the World Cup, he's had an increase of 13 million more streams on Spotify. Wow. Let's have a little listen. Or not, just us dancing, that's it. Listen, lovely to see him performing that live, by the way. Can you imagine that? 13 million more streams.
Is that all from all our viewers?
Probably just from us playing over and over again, to be honest. Listen, second half is about to kick off. Just before we do, though, Andros Townsend was in commentary. He seemed a little... on penalties. The first time they've ever won a penalty shootout at a World Cup, and the first time they've made it through to the quarterfinals since 1954 when they were hosts. At the end of the day, you have to say goodbye to one of these teams, and although the match itself wasn't full of quality, in the end it came through in the penalties, Joby.
Yeah, and we spoke about holding your nerve, executing. As I say, I was a little bit concerned about maybe the lack of depth from Colombia's perspective, but you have to give Switzerland credit today. You know, they were up against it with the injuries that they had. They had to do a job, had to keep Colombia quiet, which they did do from a defensive perspective. Neither team really could find the quality in the game that I think we all wanted to see. But to get themselves over the line, it's just pure desperation for Colombia, the way that their World Cup has come to an end. But ultimately, just when it really mattered, when they really needed to find that quality that we know they have got in their ranks, they just weren't able to show it today.
You can see the players, they're absolutely heartbroken, they're inconsolable, Kaz. You can understand why this Colombia side was so full of promise.
They were, and I think they're upset because they missed a massive opportunity. They had twice as many shots in this game. Every time we were speaking at half-time and all the breaks, how disappointing they were. They had the opportunity and they didn't take it. And this tournament football and football in general is about being ruthless. And as Joby said, credit to Switzerland. They also had to do the penalty shootout where the whole crowd and stadium was against them, going into the Colombia end as well. So they stood big and brave. It wasn't box office, but it's job done, and you move on now to Argentina.
They held their nerve in the end, Duncan.
Did they handle it?
Switzerland held their nerve.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? And that's what it's all about, just holding your nerve, isn't it? And hitting that target. I think Colombia edged the game overall. Unlucky hitting the bar in extra time. They had another good chance in extra time. They were a wee bit unlucky in the extra time, but it's just holding your nerve and hitting that target, and Switzerland did that.
OK, Switzerland, as they embrace each other, they are so delighted, and they should be, because they're into a quarter-final where they will play the defending world champions, Argentina. It's on Saturday in Kansas City. We'll be back in a few months' time with analysis and all the reaction.